Hi people, Charles Juma again, your socioeconomic empowerment master. Today we want to focus on community mobilization. And in community mobilization, we are going to focus on bringing the particular community which you have identified to benefit from this particular training of socioeconomic empowerment. And in community mobilization, we are going to do orientation sessions which will be conducted either at the village level or at the group level. So the villagers can come as a whole in that particular orientation session, or there could be existing groups within that particular community which could be mobilized and then come for that particular session. So who are they? There are any community members or men and women willing to attend these sessions, and these men and women must have interest and willingness. They must be able to exhibit interest and willingness to participate in this particular internal saving and lending. So they should also have family consent and support. Remember, family consent is important because we don't want a situation whereby a family member might not know that one of the family members is doing this particular group activity with other members of the community, which might later on bring mistrust in the community. So they should also have the interest, and they should have the willingness and family support and consent. So those interested in the program must come for the training regularly. Remember, it is a training that will be done over a period of time or a number of days in a week, and then this member should be able to come, and the outcome should be them being able to be ready to form groups after the training. Now, while doing community mobilization, it is also important that we focus on comparison between this methodology, voluntary saving and loaning, and merry-go-round, which is also rampant in the communities around. Now, in VS&L and merry-go-round amortized chart, I want us to look at a group of 10 members, each contributing 50 shillings per week. So 50 shillings per week is 200 shillings in a month, and therefore each member will be giving 200 shillings per month times 10 people. That will be 2,000 Kenya shillings. In merry-go-round, as you'll see, 2,000 shillings will be given to number one in that particular group. Not any other person will do what? Not any other person will be able to be given that amount of money. In VS&L, there will be that 2,000 Kenya shillings. Being the first month, there will be no interest. So total amount of money available for loaning will be 2,000 Kenya shillings. 4 or 5 people can take this money, divide it by 5, that will be 400 Kenya shillings. 400 Kenya shillings will be able to enable, say, a teen mother, or say a boda rider, that is a motorcycle taxi operator, to go to the market, do service for his or her motorbike, and then continuously do motorcycle taxi as they gather that money to bring in the following month. So in month 2, there will be that 2,000 again in merry-go-round, which will go to only one person, which is number 2. But in VS&L, you see that 2,000 shillings that was loaned out will come back, plus the 2,000 shillings for that particular month, so total will be 4,000. Remember, the 2,000 shillings that went out in the first month will get 10% interest, which is 200. So in total, there will be 4,200, so 4,200 available in the second month for loaning. In month 3, the same will happen. In merry-go-round, 2,000 shillings will go to number 3. But in VS&L, there will be that 4,200 plus the 2,000 that come monthly, which is 6,200, plus the 420 Kenya shillings that was charged at 4,200 percentage interest. So total will be 6,620 available for loaning that month. So that will go on like that. And if you look at it keenly, the amortized chart demonstrates that in VS&L, there is interest accrued. This interest plus the normal amount of money that each member brings, which is 2,000 shillings per month, will be added to the interest, which will give us the money available for loaning that month. If we go on like that, in month 12, 2,000 shillings will go to number 12. That is at the end of the year. They will close the year only one person benefiting. But in VS and L, they will be in month 12, 39,060 plus 3,706, which is the 10% of 37,060. In total, they will have 42,766 to be shared amongst the 10 members. So if you divide this 42,766 by 10, it will be 4,276.6 cents. So that is what each member in that group will get. But remember, in merry-go-round, it is only one person who will benefit with the 2,000 Kenya shillings. So there is much benefit in VS and L as opposed to other methodologies that are also being practiced in the village. And remember that as the year goes by, each member, the 10 members in VS and L, are able to loan money as opposed to merry-go-round, where the number one will get 2,000, the following month they will not get. So it means number one will only get money again the following year and not in the same year. In VS and L, each person is ready and money is available for them to loan. So we will continuously do this presentation with the group members. We recap with them as we go along, so that by the end of the day, we give them a clear overview of what they're about to get into. Now, I want us to continue in the next slide so that you see again what we mean by community mobilization. So in community mobilization, again, we are also going to take the community members, the men and women, the youth who will come for the training. We'll also take them through what is called individual self-screening. Remember, we said before that this particular methodology primes itself on members of the community self-selecting themselves. You are not going to go there in the community as a facilitator to select members who you feel can do this. That you will go wrong. So in individual self-selection, or what we'll be calling ISS, individual self-selection or screening, this is looking at self. It is looking at self and understanding the attributes and qualities of the self, getting self prepared. It is like you taking yourself and looking your own self in the mirror and asking yourself pertinent questions, which may consist of the following questions. Number one, I cannot accept other people's ideas. You ask yourself that particular question. Are you one person who can not accept other people's ideas? Yet this is a group, a community group that will pride itself in each member or the particular members of that particular group doing what? Accepting other people's ideas. Number two, I cannot share with them my private life. If you cannot share with them your private life, then it means you are living in your own cocoon, which is not good for group development. So there are several questions that you're going to ask yourself. You're going to put yourself in the mirror, before the mirror, and ask yourself. It is like you are going to undress yourself before the mirror and ask yourself pertinent questions about your body before that particular mirror. So you will go on. For example, you can ask yourself, I am the one who makes the group work. So that if you're not there, you feel that other people cannot do what? Make the group work. You should be somebody who is able to even let other people also have their say in the group. So that without you, the group will not crumble, but the group will continue. So you'll ask yourself pertinent questions. For example, I can only speak when asked to. We don't want people who are fence-sitters. We want people who contribute to the development of that particular group. It is like your body. Your body will only function well when all the body organs are in sync with your brain, so that coordination of your own self comes out. You are also going to ask yourself, for example, there are several myriad questions, but we can just jump to others. If they oppose me, I will leave the group. Maybe your idea is not in sync with other people's idea and they correct you. that does not mean that you're going to leave the group. If you leave the group, then that is going to be a weak link in terms of crumbling of that particular group. So what does an individual need to be? What does an individual need to be after putting yourself before the mirror, and dressing yourself before the mirror, and asking yourself pertinent questions? What are you supposed to be? You're supposed to be trustworthy. You're supposed to be honest. You're supposed to be responsible, mature, and a person of integrity. You're supposed to be easily approachable. You're supposed to be positive toward group work. And you're also supposed to be interested in savings. If you're not interested in savings, then it means you're not interested in the group development. You're supposed to be disciplined. You're supposed to be patient. You're supposed to be knowledgeable in what makes good relations or good relationship with others. You're also supposed to be knowledgeable about your social standing in the community and how that particular social standing, your own social standing in the community, might affect your relationship with other lesser or higher social standards in the community. So remember that you are saying for you to form a good group, then you are able to be someone who is able to address themselves before the mirror. And at the end of the day, the community members should be able, at the end of the community mobilization training, the community members should be able to start thinking of who they would like to be with in a group to undertake VS&L activities. Let them report in the next session who in that particular given community, because they know themselves. They are ready and willing to do what? To start with the group. And if it is a group, remember we said we do community mobilization in 2 levels. That is community level and at group level. If at all there is a group that is already in existence, then it is also important to encourage those group members to start self-screening themselves, put themselves before the mirror and ask themselves that within this particular community, who and in this particular group, who and which member is ready and willing to start VS&L group. Or if they are not ready, then you need to recap with them what is called community mobilization and ISS, that is individual self-screening. Thank you so much, folks. That was for today. Press the like, the share button, and also subscribe to this YouTube channel so that by the end of the day, we are able to teach more and more people, reach more and more people, because remember, the effects of coronavirus are still here with us. People who are earning are now not earning. People who are in jobs are now out of jobs. They are doing menial jobs in the community, but you want to encourage them, want to enhance them, to pull together so that by the end of the day, they are able to be responsible members of the community by using voluntary saving and loaning. Thank you so much. See you next time.